Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, it's Irad and we are going to discover the brand new feature for Elite Dangerous, the one that's coming up soon, TM, so to speak, right? Which is, fun fact guys, because yesterday in fact, I uninstalled Elite Dangerous from my PC for the third time. And then this announcement came out and I was so surprised. But let's hear it from the devs here. What is coming up in the future for Elite Dangerous? Well, you guys are in for a surprise.
I guess, Zach, without further ado, what is the next feature that we'll be bringing to Elite Dangerous?
So, I'm happy to say the new feature that we're adding to Elite Dangerous is system colonization.
Oh, finally. Something that I have been calling on the channel for years at this point. Something that me and my friend DG360, also huge Elite Dangerous fan, DG360, have been calling for years. Giving the players the ability to shape the universe. Giving the players a purpose in the universe, not being just some meaningless pawn in the galaxy, just doing some useless, combat missions or trading missions, right? No, finally shaping the galaxy with our action, colonizing the galaxy the way we see it fit. Finally, they are moving towards this direction. And I'm glad they're doing that. Of course, Star Citizen is also moving toward this direction, but it seems like Elite Dangerous is going to get there first. Of course, not at the scale of Star Citizen, but still going to give us a taste of it first, which probably will entice me to reinstall Elite Dangerous for the fourth time on my PC. But let's hear it.
Looking directly at the camera. So this is going to give us a sort of player-led, free-form expansion in the galaxy. And I think the real sort of takeaway from this is that the bubble is no longer going to be static. So pretty big
Very,
deal.
very exciting to get
Finally.
this on the go.
Finally, the bubble will expand. Players will create maybe their own little side bubble on the side with clusters of colonized system, or maybe expand on Colonia as well. Oh, I've been dreaming about this for years and years and years, wondering why they wouldn't do that yet. And it was because of David Bremen. David Bremen didn't want us to have any kind of impact on the Elite Dangerous galaxy. I'm glad he's gone, by the way, so that we can finally move forward and get what we want for this game.
I guess without going, we're not going to go into massive amounts of detail. We're going to go into next month. I think we'll probably have a couple of guests on as well to go through stuff and some videos and all that sort of stuff. But just light touch, how does this work?
Yes, how?
Sure. So think of it on the sort of galactic scale.
Yep.
So players will be able to colonize unpopulated systems that they
All
find,
right, good,
within
good,
reach.
good. So unpopulated, right? Because obviously that's going to be a conflict otherwise with the local forces. Now, what I really want, because it's Elite Dangerous, it has to be dangerous. If we colonize a system, can that system be taken away from us by another force? And are we going to have to recolonize somewhere else, right? Are we going to have to build our own defense forces of potential invaders? That's what I want to see as well. If we can build our own empire in Elite Dangerous, can also other factions, including player factions, attack us, take over us, and then we have to rebuild again somewhere else, maybe somewhere safer, maybe somewhere where there would be less conflicts of interest between other factions, right? That's also something I want to see, because if it's just, PvE building where everybody is a Care Bear and everybody's helping us, it's not really that much fun, right? There needs to be some kind of interactions, friendly and hostile as well, with other colonized system and other players for that to be really compelling. That's what I hope to see.
Obviously you can't just take a system that's currently has sort of a human civilization there. You have to find a system that doesn't currently have human population. And when I say within reach, there'll be a sort of certain limit which we'll cover at a later date. So you can't just sort of fly straight to the other end of the galaxy and colonize straight away.
That's good. All right,
so
of course that's for the supplies, right? They
so
can't be
you
that
find a new
far
system,
from where your colony is going to be.
And then basically once you have that system, once you've claimed that system as your own, you'll then start to build an establishing starport in that system.
Well, this is actually awesome. This is actually quite compelling as well, to go back into Elite Dangerous and go explore the systems around the bubble, try to figure out, that's definitely something that I'm going to reinstall Elite Dangerous. Because I've been very bored these days. I've been playing a lot of Starfield now. I'm at over 200 hours of Starfield. That's how bored I've been these days. I haven't been playing Star Citizen so much. But what I see myself doing now is taking an exploration ship, going around the bubble, exploring the systems around the bubble, not too far, right? Not too far. And seeing, which ones have terrestrial planets, which ones have planets with a lot of resources, interesting looking phenomena, right? Planets that are not too far from the main sequence star, so you don't have to travel too far away to go to your stations. That's what I'm going to be doing, so that I know where I'm going to be placing my own little colonies not too far from the ball. Say at a range between, probably 50 to 100 light years away from the bubble, right? Not too far. I'm going to be traveling around in circles. Probably that's what I'm going to be doing in the near future. Do a spreadsheet, have the name of the systems that I like, that I think are going to be worth it, right? Of course, the day colonization is up, I'm going to go there, try to colonize it. If it's already taken, that's okay. I'll check my spreadsheet, go to the next one, or the next one, or the next one, and finally, if there's finding one that's free, available, that would not have been taken by those players, that's gonna be the ERAD star system, right? That's with what they're saying here. I think it's time to get prepared now. That's what I'm seeing myself doing in the very near future.
We'll obviously talk more about how that works next month as well.
Good, gonna be checking out this month.
You'll then be able to go in and expand that system. So you'll be able to sort of place things like some of the existing sort of assets that you're familiar with within Elite Dangerous, and the sort of settlements and starports. You're going to have a bit of...
Nice. So we're going to be able to put land settlements, right? Right? It's not just going to be in space. It has to be on land as well. I hope so.
A plethora of tools to work with in terms of the sort of things that you can place within that system, right?
Yeah. And you can also dictate the economy of that system as well, right? But what those.
I just hope that if are we gonna be able to place our own buildings on land individually? Can you imagine we can finally build cities that look like cities on the ground? That would be phenomenal too. That would be awesome. Oh man.
Facilities and stuff you pop down will dictate the economy of that system.
Yeah, 100%.
Talking about the
The
economy.
type of settlements and things that you're placing in your system will affect the economy.
And for those out there that want to, create an empire,
right? You want to be building, some mining economy, refining economy, farming economy. That's more what I'm into, by the way. More into farming. But of course, you're gonna have to need terrestrial planets for that, and gonna have to find resources to sustain that as well. But yeah, that's awesome. That is going to my interest is peaked again for Elite Dangerous. No, I want to play again now.
Can you have more than one system, Zach?
You can.
There you go. You can have more than one system as well. Oh man. Oh my gosh. That's gonna bring back so many players who were just disgruntled by all this Thargoid bullshit. I
mean, I'm sure there'll be a lot of commanders who've got the plate full with just the one system. But yes, if you're the kind of person that does want to create their own empire, or a group of players,
the Rat Club can expand to Elite Dangerous. That's okay.
You do need to at least complete that primary starport in your current system that you're working on before you can claim another one. But in theory, you could daisy chain systems to reach a destination. So if you do have that sort of system that you've loved forever in Elite Dangerous, but it's quite far away, you can sort of work your way towards it. You can build, basic systems, and then get over there and sort of build out your real sort of home, I guess, over in that system.
Wow.
Cool. And obviously, Ascendancy launches tomorrow.
Sadly,
before, I think I was quoted for saying dovetail. I really need to watch what I'm saying. However, I am correct in what I said this time. Power Play 2.0 dovetails lovely into this, doesn't it? So how does this sort of fit with Power Play 2.0?
It did start with Power Play 2.0, which I haven't tried yet because I uninstalled the game yesterday.
Power Play 2.0. So what you can sort of take advantage of this is you can, sort of colonize a system, and then you can then push your chosen power into that system, right? So if you're not necessarily somebody that wants to fight or do sort of head-to-head combat with other players or other
let's say you're a big fan of Zachary Hudson, you'll bring your power play for Zachary Hudson exactly at your outpost and your system.
Civilizations for them, and I think something to sort of point out is that each system will have a value associated to it. So we know in Elite Dangerous, every system is unique, to some extent.
Of value.
And that will be represented within system colonization, which we'll talk about later on.
Yeah.
How is
but
that
there'll
going
sort of
to
reasons
be
to,
represented?
you want to go for this system or this system. But unlike power play, so system architects, which are what will be a nice fancy name for the players that sort of own or claim the system.
System architect. Hey, they don't call it Starchitect, this system architect. Yeah, they cannot call their stuff Star. They should have called that Elite Architect.
You'll kind of have a direct impact on the placement of your starports, planet ports, settlements, that kind of thing.
All right, so there's going to be
we'll
a
go into
system
more
in the
specifics on
game
how
that will make
works.
you place
Yeah.
whatever you
So
want to
it's-
place.
there's a lot here already, and we did say it's a light touch. This is slightly more than a light touch we're going into. But how does, I think it's obvious, but how does this impact in Power Play 2.0? Sorry, how does it impact players, sorry?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, it does obviously impact Power Play 2.0. It impacts the players that are going to engage with this directly. So if you're sort of taking this on as a new sort of challenge within Elite, that's something you're going to
Nice, yes,
quite a lot.
definitely.
But I think it really fits into that sort of goal that we've had to allow players to, sort of this year, that everything we've kind of added has been to allow players to shape the galaxy and shape the narrative of Elite Dangerous themselves.
Well, so far they haven't done
and
that
really
much,
do that
right?
now on a
It
galactic
hasn't been
scale.
very
I think one of the
meaningful.
examples
Just
I
the
really like
Thargoids.
to use when we've been talking about this is Colonia, right? And how Colonia, wouldn't it be really cool if, Colonia...
Yeah, but the way they have done that with Colonia has always been via community goals, right? Players engage in community goals, and gradually the developers, not the players, the developers, put in more settlements, more stations, more stuff where players can interact. But in the end, yeah, the players have chosen to participate into that with the community goals, but it was the devs themselves who have developed Colonia, right? Finally, it's not going to be the case. They're going to just, give the tools to us, the players, and we are going to be doing the job. And that is what they should have done since the beginning, right? But, better late than never. Now, is it too late? That's perhaps another question for
something
another
that could
day.
now be created by the players, and that story now is in your hands, really, to do what you want with.
It's really exciting. I think it's something that we've all discussed. And when we say we, honestly, me and you talking this here, Zach, but the development team are incredibly passionate about giving the players the tools to shape the narrative of the galaxy and see what they do. We saw some of this.
They are very excited now. They were not excited about that in the
where
past.
they've been attacking and all that sort of stuff. But everything's been a step closer to giving the player the agency. So Power Play 2.0 allows players to do that. System colonization will allow players to expand and grow the bubble. The bubble will change forever after this.
That is
launched.
good. That
And
is
so it's
good.
really, really cool, really exciting to bring this into the game.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I think the fact that the bubble is going to change forever is actually going to drastically change how each player sort of engages with Elite Dangerous, especially if you're not engaging with this, right? You might, if you're a trader, there's going to be new trade routes open up for you. If you're an exploration player, you might have a new sort of hub further out than you're used to that you can sort of use as a home base before you go out into the black. So
it's super cool, super cool, and we have more to share. So we've just talked about it. Do you have any images?
More
you
to
can
share. Probably going to be
with
next
us,
month.
Zach?
Oh,
couple.
pictures.
So as we said, we're going to talk more about this in the future, but just to sort of
All right, so this,
show you
the fact that they're
some
going to be
bits.
talking about this more in the future shows that this is not going to come soon, right? Probably this is going to be coming within the next 6 months. They're going to be talking about it month after month after month. That's how it is with Elite Dangerous. They always take their time until the feature is complete, and then they release it. But it takes always. I don't imagine this to be coming before at least May or June next year, right? It's still going to be taking a while, I suppose. But let's see what these pictures are.
If producer Adam can show the first image for us, this is a
New ship?
new sort of system colonization ship.
A colonization ship. Ah, look at all these platforms. I suppose large ships would be able to land on those.
This thing will arrive as part of the system colonization process almost earlier on. This thing is massive.
Huge.
Yeah, you
Bigger
can
than
tell
a
that by the
Dreadnought,
pads.
Bigger than a Farragut Dreadnought. I think it's close to the size of a space station. I think when you
so.
No.
it's she big. She is
I
very.
mean,
very
it is
big,
big, but I mean, you can tell already by I mean, it's close to the interior of a space station, I suppose, because you can tell that with the pads, but not as big as a space station. Space stations are really
She has a
massive.
purpose, which we'll talk more about in the next stream. But what we're trying to get to is it's not just a feature. There are new things you've never seen before that are coming to the game. I think you've got the next image might be something we've never had in Elite before. So
Yeah, we've got 4, I think.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what is that? A news station? What are we looking at? Is this something that players are going to be able to build?
4 more images, so producer Adam, feel free to cycle through these 4. This is a space depot, so again, as part of the sort of process of system colonization.
Yes, so we're going to be able to
need
put
somewhere
our
to, you
our
know,
supplies
have sort of that hub
there.
where you sort of, you know, work on that. And this is a brand new thing within Elite Dangerous. This is a space depot, as you can probably see throughout the images. There's landing pads on there and things like that. And yeah, there is, as you said,
It has landing pads.
We're not showing today.
Yeah. We want to save something for next. Well, save something, a lot of somethings for next month. Where we got some guests on. We'll have some videos.
There, it looks so great.
We'll
They
show
put the
you how
little
it's what we're
Mandalay
doing.
there.
We were talking about sort of the release date and timings, all that sort of good stuff. But that was a brief, very brief overview of the next feature, which is system colonization.
What
I know
a
you and I have been
teaser for
chomping
next
bits to talk
month.
about it for a long
Yeah,
time.
it's surreal to actually talk about.
It's weird now because now it's out. We knew about this at the start of the year, but we were. Really
Oh, so they have been
working.
working on it for quite some time, right? They've been working on this for almost a year at this point. Okay, well, it seems like it's quite far along already. That's always what they do. Frontier, when they reveal something, it's always at the end of the development process, right?
Everything right. Like all these systems are galactic systems. Elite, as I know our players know this, but Elite is very unique in a sense that it's a one-to-one scale representation of the Milky Way galaxy, right? To implement something like Power Play
it is its
2.0
own
and
game,
system
different
colonization,
from what
it's a
other
huge
games
undertaking.
are
We don't
proposing,
always
for
get it
sure.
right, and we know that, but we try to get it as close to being right as possible. So we do apologise about some of the delays we have. Like with Power Play 2.0, but
It's
we
okay,
are
these things
listening and
happen.
We are trying to get this thing right, and I'm sure there might be some rough edges when it goes out, but we will always be listening to get it in there. Super, super excited to see players change the galaxy forever.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Yep.
Really, really cool.
That
But
is.
that's not all, Zach,
That's
is
not
it?
it.
It's not all. Oh, something else is coming up. Well, that's gonna be the next segment.